So as you can see, we have the ZMan Turbo FattyZ. I have never fished with these before. I got a fish, first cast. Oh, got one right here. As soon as I slowed down, no way. That's bigger. Got one. Oh my goodness, this is a big one. Oh. Got one. Oh, it's another good one. Oh my goodness, that's even bigger than the last one. Trying to dig on me. Oh, jeez. That one's bigger. Got one right here. What's up, y'all? Today we're in Brandon, Florida. Brandon, Florida has a Bass Pro Shops. We just went in there. I picked up 2 baits, but we're only gonna fish with one of them today, and that's this one right here. So as you can see, we have the ZMan Turbo FattyZ in a plum color. And we're just gonna hit a couple ponds, see if we can catch a fish. I have never fished with these before, but this style of worm does really well in Florida. So I'm hoping we'll catch some fish. It is the middle of the day. It is crazy hot. It's 90 something degrees out here. So it might be tough fishing, but you know what? I still have confidence in this style of bait. So I think we'll still catch some fish in today's video. And this is just gonna be my first impressions with this bait. I've never used it, and I'm just curious how well it works. So let's just stop talking and start fishing with this. If you want to help me hit 2,000 subscribers, we're on our way to 2,000 subscribers, but you can help me by hitting that subscribe button, make the red button turn gray, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I post a new video. And if you know anyone that would be interested in seeing this video, just share it with them, and that will help me grow as well. All right, enough of that. I had to do my little spiel. You know how it is on YouTube. But let's get into today's video fishing with this Turbo FattyZ from ZMan. Let's check it out. These definitely are some fatties. That is a fat worm right there. We got a 4/0 extra wide gap hook. We probably could even go 5/0, but this will do the trick. We're just gonna skin hook that bad boy. Peg our bullet weight 3/16 ounce tungsten on there, and this should vibrate the water and create some drag and resistance as it's moving through the water. All right, let's find out what this can do. Oh, they definitely have put some some dye in here, change the color of the water. Hopefully that doesn't hurt the bite. Hopefully they're still biting. They definitely put some stuff in here to kill the vegetation and change the color of the water. I got a fish. First cast. Okay. That was quite the surprise. I just brought it right through some vegetation, and then sure enough, he hit it right as I ripped it out of that vegetation. It's an okay fish too. First cast. We got a drop off here, so I'm gonna have to toss him. All right. Well, that was a surprise. First cast. I don't know what it is about ZMan baits, but they seem to fall down. It's probably something to do with the plastic, but it seems to fall down the bait more. I need to use probably some different hooks that maybe have some, like a keeper there or something that kind of holds your bait in place so that you're not doing this every time you catch a fish. Well, that was definitely interesting. First cast. Let me look at how this looks in the water. Oh yeah, that tail is wiggling back and forth pretty good. It's a small tail, but it's still got a good wiggle to it. That's apparently effective. Now I just cast it out in the middle, so it's a little harder to catch those fish out in the middle. So if we link up with one on our second cast, that would be pretty crazy. Oh, got one right here. As soon as I slowed down. No way. That's bigger. Dude, first two casts. That is a bigger one. He's trying to jump. Oh, yes. That's what I like to see. Not bad. 2 casts in a row and caught 2 bass. That is not a bad bass. Hey, looks big in the water too. But that's a good tip for y'all. You know, we all like to kind of fish near the bank because it's easier to fish a shallow body of water, you know, and kind of be in the strike zone the whole way. But more often than not, those big bass will be a little bit deeper. And so I mean, it's only my second cast, but I thought, you know what? Why don't we see if we can catch something bigger and try and fish a little bit deeper water? And sure enough, man, we have obvious ripples on the water because it's windy out here, so that does help. I tend to catch more fish with a variety of baits when there's ripples on the water. I do wish I could somehow fish ZMan baits without having to readjust the dang bait every single time I catch a fish, though. That is, I mean, the baits last 10 times longer, so that's, you know, they're 10 times tougher and they last longer. Definitely a plus. But having to adjust this all the time, I'm not crazy about that. You know, I think I just need to use a different hook that has like a little keeper right there. But at the same time, I just caught 2 fish. Is it worth the 30 seconds it takes to readjust your hook? Yeah, it's worth it. So I'm gonna move down just a little bit. I think the most, oh wow, look at that vegetation down in there. Looks good. I think the most fish I've ever caught in this pond is 2 fish. And to think I've caught 2 on 2 casts, that's pretty crazy. I think we're having ourselves a nice little first impressions with this turbo FattyZ right now. So didn't catch one on my 3rd cast, but it does look like it came off the hook a little bit, so it might not have been running correctly. So hopefully this next cast it will stay on there better. Just gonna make it a little bit closer right here for me to make a long cast. Okay, didn't catch anything on my 4th cast, so maybe there's no more fish in this spot and I gotta go a little bit further down. But right over here we should be able to fish this corner. So I definitely think there could be a fish down in this corner, or 2, or maybe even 3. Let's find out. Got one. Oh my goodness, this is a big one. Holy cow, what is this? It's an even bigger bass. Oh, he's coming at me. Oh, that's a big one. That is a big bass. Oh, oh yeah. That's not a bad one. Probably the biggest one so far. What was that, 5 casts? 3 bass? Not bad. Woo! Man. I think we need to keep fishing because so far so good. That hook was jammed in there though. That 4-aught Gamakatsu, man, I was having a hard time getting it out of there. But dang, what was that? 3 bass and 5 casts? Or was that the 6 cast? I don't know. it doesn't matter. We're catching them really good right now, so let's just keep tossing them in there. I just saw a ball of bait fish, so hopefully there's more bass tucked in this corner where the wind is pushing everything. All right, let's get back to fishing. I don't know what's going on here. I'm gonna have to rip this off. Oh wait, never mind, there it goes. Okay. Maybe I'll work it a little bit slower. We'll get bit. Blowing all the way from over there, the wind's so strong. Got one. Oh, it's another good one. Or you gotta be kidding me. Dude, these are the biggest bass I've ever caught in here. Oh, oh my goodness, it's even bigger than the last one. Keep it down, keep it down. Jeez, they're just annihilating this turbo FattyZ. Keep them down. Where are you? There you are. Oh man, get up out of there. Get up out of there. Oh, trying to dig on me. Oh, jeez. That one's bigger. That one's bigger than the last one. Wow. Just a couple casts after that last one, and we got another big one. We're just, every single cast or every other cast has been a bigger bass than the last one. Dude, this bait is just, I don't know, this is about to be my favorite bait. This is crazy. Woo! Oh my goodness. Dude, I still have like 3 more casts to fish just this one little spot on this pond. Like, we've only fished this one little spot and I still haven't even fished all of it. This is crazy. Although they might all be tucked over here, so who knows? Let's just keep catching them, right? Woo! This is quite the first impressions. This is nuts. Dude, this pond has never fished this good, or I'd be here all the time. And you guys have, I don't even think you guys have ever seen a video of me here, because I've only ever caught like 1 or 2 fish and then I'm like, and I don't put it in a video. You know, they're small too. I mean, the smallest fish was our first fish, and that wasn't even that bad. I wouldn't even call that a dink. It was just, it was okay. And then we've just gotten bigger and bigger since then. Crazy. Let's try and catch some more, right? But I mean, our bait is holding up. It's holding up pretty well. So I'm buzzing it over top of that vegetation, and then I let it drop on the other side. It looked good buzzing across the top. Oh, I thought I had a bite. It looked good buzzing across the top of there. So I guess this would work well, buzzing it over some vegetation. Good to know, good to know. We're definitely figuring some things out about this bait. For starters, it's awesome. We might have I don't know, we might have caught all the fish over here though, because that's 3 casts now. A whole 3 casts where we didn't catch a bass. Crazy. I'm trying to fish this little shady corner right now. See if there's a bass right there. I fished near that before, but not really in it. I have vegetation on my bait. I'm not gonna get bit. Yeah. You're not gonna get bit when you got a salad on there. We went from getting bit every cast to every other cast, and now it's been like 5 casts where I didn't catch a fish, so we might have caught the ones that were over here, so I might have to start walking around until I find out what type of hook I need to have to kind of keep this locked on there better. I'm gonna switch the bait every like 3 to 5 bass I catch, because I think it's just gonna run better and we'll have better results that way. But still, I mean, it caught what, 4 or 5 bass there, Still not bad, and I know it could catch more. Got one right here. I switch up my bait or put a new bait on, I should say, and second cast caught another one. Woo! Woo! Got the AC on. It is hot. It's 100 degrees outside. Well, we caught all the fish in that pond. I actually don't know too many ponds in Brandon, Florida. Most stuff has signs around it around here that says no fishing. So, but I think we got enough of the first impressions out of this one pond. So it worked out. It worked out. I'm not even sure how many we caught. The first five or six were like back to back, and then every couple casts, and it was crazy. That was really crazy first impressions. I mean, I would say right now I would like to know if there's like a certain hook that has like a little keeper on the bottom or something that just keeps the bait on the hook so you can catch a few more fish on it. I'd like to know if there's like a certain type of hook to use for these ZMan plastics, because if you can just keep that bait on the hook after you catch 3 or 4 bass, because the worm is still solid, you know, it's still tough, it's still solid, there's still plenty of good plastic on it for the hook to go in, but it gets a little loose at the top and starts sliding around, and that kind of affects, you know, your retrieve. You throw it out there and it's not running right. So if you have a hook that has just like a little kind of keeper on it, I guess you could call it, that it would keep that from moving around. The other thing is, it's an old school way, but you can actually put a toothpick through the bait and then through the eye of the hook and then break off the toothpick, and that will keep it pinned there. That might be an option. I've never been crazy about that technique because I don't like the idea of possibly stabbing my line and weakening it at that spot on the eye of the hook. So I usually don't do that. But I think once I figure out how to keep that worm, or really just about any ZMan bait other than like the TRDs, they stay on the Ned rigs. But pretty much any bait, once I figure out a way to really keep them on the hook, they'll last for who knows how many fish. And if this bait lasts, because we're catching what, like 4 or 5 bass on it, and we could have caught 10, 12, 15, 20 if we could have just kept it staying still. So if you can catch 20 bass on one of these baits, I would be willing to say it's better than the Zoom speed worm. You'd probably have to compare it to the Magnum speed worm because the size, the Ultra Vibe size, is just a little small. But I'd be willing to say this is probably better than the Zoom, better than pretty much any brand. So I'd be willing to say it's probably the best, this style of worm, you know, a speed worm style of bait. I'd probably say it's probably the best. Of course, this is just the first impressions, but I feel like if you just could keep it still on that hook and catch some more fish on it, I'd have no complaints. And those speed worms, they get their tails bit off after a few fish. So it already might be better. And that's saying something, because I've caught some big bass on this style of worm, on the speed worm. But that's going to be it for today. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, make the red button turn gray, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I post a new video. And I think that's really all we're going to do. We just had to fish with this new bait that I've never tried before, and it worked out like a charm. So hope you all enjoyed the video. I'm out. Peace.